Star Wars 7x7 episode 2946. I'm on my final run of interviews from Star Wars Celebration Anaheim 2022, and this time featuring an interview with Tom Hoeler, who is a senior editor at Rey Books. Punch it. Hey Rebel Rouser, I'm Alan Voivod, and this is Star Wars 7x7, your daily dose of Star Wars joy. And thank you so much for joining me for it. So as I've been closing in on 3,000 episodes here, I've been featuring reviews that have been posted to Apple Podcasts talking about the show because, I've been asking for them and highlighting them here on the show. And I'm so grateful to everybody who has chipped in on them across the 8 years of this podcast, and also for everybody who has recently posted reviews, including Young Jedi 74, and that's Young like J-U-N-G, like Carl Jung, which is awesome. And it's titled Ah Memories, and it says, found this little gem on Facebook a while back and was instantly transported back to my middle school days and our nerds of the cafeteria table discussions of everything Star Wars. Been following ever since and really enjoyed your celebration coverage. Keep up the good work. MTFBWY, which of course is May the Force be with you. And yeah, that's good fun. So Young Jedi, thank you so much for that review. I really appreciate it. And it really is the case. It doesn't necessarily matter what generation you're from. Are you an original trilogy generation person, a prequel trilogy generation person, a sequel trilogy generation person? But, when you grow up on this stuff, you really carry it with you. I mean, there are people who become fans in adulthood, but it does seem like most of us get caught when we're young and we just carry it with us into our adult lives. And it's been particularly fun to see the prequel generation bringing that into their lives and their adulthood and really advocating for those movies, and the way that that discussion has turned so positive over the years. Like, it's just really awesome. So yeah, just sidebar thing that Young Jedi's review reminded me of, basically. So Young Jedi, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. And for anyone listening who has not yet left a review, if you wouldn't mind doing that on Apple Podcasts, even if you don't listen on Apple Podcasts, that's where the majority of people do, and it's the place that will bring more Star Wars joy into people's lives if they get to see reviews that boost it up in the algorithm and all that fun stuff. So thank you very much for considering it. Thank you, Young Jedi, and everybody who has been leaving reviews. I'm very grateful. All right, so Tom Hoeler, senior editor at Rey Books, and Rey, of course, is the publisher of the Star Wars adult novels. He also describes himself as a cat intern supervisor, which I can relate to very strongly, although we gave Indy a promotion recently to senior producer, so he's no longer an intern, but yeah, you get the idea. And also says that he is living the dream in far off places. He was in Iceland, I guess, recently, so that's very cool. And a couple months ago, he was at Celebration Anaheim, and he was at the Penguin Random House booth along with Adam Christopher. Actually, a lot of the authors were there, obviously, but the reason I'm mentioning Adam Christopher is because I interviewed both Tom and Adam like back to back, basically, so that Thumpa from Loungefly, I think that's who it was, nearby their booth, like that background stuff is there. So if you loved it in the Adam Christopher interview, you'll love it for this one too. Now, as just a quick refresher / reminder, the question I asked everyone at Star Wars Celebration this year was, when it comes to Star Wars, what's the biggest life lesson or a bit of wisdom that you've carried with you over the years? And maybe that question came out a little bit differently with each person in the moment, but that was the basic gist of it. And so Tom's answer is coming up here in just a second. Before we get to it, it just remains for me to say thank you so much for joining me for this episode, as always, and may the Force be with you wherever in the world you may be. And now, without further ado, here is the answer from Tom Hoeler, senior editor at Rey Books. Okay, what's your name and your Star Wars claim to fame?
I'm Tom. I'm a book editor for Rey, a senior book editor on Star Wars books.
Excellent. And so what would you say is the most enduring life lesson or a bit of wisdom that you've gleaned from Star Wars?
I think it's that the things that end up mattering the most are things like empathy, love, camaraderie. It's like the strongest forces in the galaxy are actually the things that most bind or connect people rather than the things that most separate or push them away. And that embracing those things is what leads you to victory, not just like power for power's sake or, power for the individual. It's power for the group.
I love that answer. Thank you so much. And where can people keep up with you on your Star Wars journey?
You can follow me on Twitter, where I am Darth Internus. INTERNOUS.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Is not endorsed or sponsored yet by Lucasfilm Limited, Disney, or 20th Century Fox, and is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Star Wars, the Star Wars logo, all names and pictures of Star Wars characters, vehicles, and any other Star Wars-related items are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of Lucasfilm Limited, or their respective trademark and copyright holders. May the force be with them. All original content is copyright 2021 by Star Wars 7x7. We hope you love it.